the longer that you get into Formula One, during the pre-race broadcast or even during practice sessions before qualifying, you might see drivers doing some exercises like these. Or I always think of Pierre Gasly with the tennis balls doing this exercise where he's got his hands on top of his trainers and they're holding tennis balls. And at first it might seem a little silly. You might be wondering why would he be doing that, but he's keeping his reflexes sharp. And I don't think it's a little self-explanatory. It's pretty self-explanatory as to why, as a Formula One driver, you'd want your reflexes sharp. You're driving a car at insane speeds, hitting corners at 100 plus miles an hour, and all of these things are going on, all while trying to overtake and get the best race result for yourself and for the team. Now, you might, if you follow Formula 2, Isaac Hadjar, who raced for VCarb last year and is now racing alongside Max Verstappen in Red Bull, he had a moment in Monaco that displayed the importance of reaction time. Now, in Monaco, if you know that track a little bit, along it's the second half of the track, they go through a tunnel, and the tunnel, it's a slow, gradual curve, and there was a car in there pulled tight along the right side going slow, had some kind of issue, and unfortunately Hadjar's race engineer failed to mention that to him, and the racing line through that tunnel hugs that right side, and Hadjar came flying through just flat out, came around right up on the car, and you just see the car move like, it looks like a fraction of an inch, just a quick little bounce. But if you watch the onboard, he comes around, sees the car, and he snaps the crap out of the wheel to avoid a collision. And a lot of collisions in Formula One can be avoided by having quick reaction times. You'll see a lot of times drivers will be within DRS. That's done away, but we'll see how that plays in with active aero this next year. But talking about in the past tense, you had DRS, or drag reduction system, which was that wing on the back of the car that would open up and get a little bit more aerodynamic power to the car if you were within a second behind the car in front of you. And in doing so, you get a decent amount of speed, enough to pass if the straight's long enough, and sometimes you get the momentum going and the car in front of you will hit a different braking point than you were planning to take, and the car starts coming at you real quick, and you have to be able to bail out to avoid a collision, potentially ending your race and their race, or one or the other. But reaction time is essential for these guys. If you're going as fast as they are and you even look around or try to look in your mirrors and you miss something that goes on in front of you, you're in the back of the car in front of you, or you miss your braking point and you're straight into the wall at 150, 160 miles an hour. A 51G impact it doesn't seem enjoyable. You can ask Max Verstappen. He had one of those in Silverstone. But yeah, so reaction time is essential for these guys. Like everything else in Formula One, it's one of the many things that can make or break your race and a good result. But another exciting thing happening this week, yesterday, Haas unveiled their livery for the 2026 season, and they've got a new title sponsor. They dropped MoneyGram, so it is now Toyota Gazoo Racing Haas F1 team. And you might have noticed the TGR logos on their cars last year. They got signed with Toyota's racing development a little bit through the season, halfway through the season last year, and they've taken over as their title sponsor. So the car itself looks a lot cleaner, even for a Haas. It doesn't look terrible. Hopefully it's quicker than it has been in the last couple years. But the car itself looks very nice, a lot more white along just all over the car, all over the body, the side panels. One of my favorite parts about the livery is the engine bay it's white instead of black this year, and it's got the GR for Gazoo Racing on the engine cover, which looks very good. And then today, Audi revealed their 2026 livery. Now, Audi's a little bit of a different story because they took over from Sauber, and Sauber's kind of had an up and down all around time in Formula One. They raced under the Sauber name for a while, and then switched to Alfa Romeo, then back to Sauber, and those were the green and black cars that we saw last year. And now Audi takes over. And nothing too crazy, but I think just because it's Audi, it's something new, it's a fresh look, something that we haven't seen on the grid before. That's what makes it exciting. And they've got like the kind of a silver finish all over the car, the red Audi logo on the black rear wing, and they've got the black and red coloring over the engine cover. And I'm excited. It's going to be a nice look. It'll be nice to have some variation on the grid next year. And it doesn't stop there. We get a little break tomorrow, and then Tuesday or Thursday, Mercedes comes out and drops their 2026 livery, and then Friday, Ferrari and Alpine follow suit. So not too bad of a week. And then next week we get a little bit of a break from livery reveals, and all the teams have their private shakedown testing in Barcelona. So I'm excited. We're finally getting back into peak Formula One events going on, at least a couple a week. So it's exciting. I can't wait to see what the rest of the season holds. So stick with me, and I'll walk you through everything that happens within the world of Formula One.